Thank you very much.
The kinds of innovation and the kinds of thoughts and ideas that we've seen on display today. I doubt whether there's any subject of greater importance in Nigeria today than the theme of this summit, which is leveraging IT for economic diversification. The Director-General of NITDA, Mr. Musa Ali Ibrahim and his team really deserve to be commended for this excellent, very, very excellent and innovative idea, and their far-sightedness. Not only far-sightedness, but also in ensuring relevance. Their choice of subject and the tasks that they've set for themselves are entirely spot on. Every once in a while, or perhaps every once in several centuries, comes an innovation that completely redefines every aspect of human life and experience. The printing press, for example, is described as the turning point at which knowledge began to freely replicate and quickly assume a life of its own. The invention of the telegraph was so revolutionary that a notable commentator said that before it, information was moving only as quickly as a man on horseback. Electricity is yet another innovation that has completely transformed everything. In the internal combustion engine, there's so much talk about how that transformed all of what we used to know about mechanical devices, the automobile and all that. But the invention or the innovation of information technology has certainly changed everything. We have a new world order, practically. And this is why it is that whether we like it or not, there is a new reality, the virtual world, a new world in every sense. The implications are varied and profound. They compel diversification and the creation of new opportunities in practically every aspect of human endeavor. To put it differently, digital technology has created a situation where, whether we like it or not, diversification will be forced upon us. Our dependence on oil, for example, simply cannot continue, whether we like it or not. As the years go by, oil is becoming less and less important. Cars are some of the largest users of petrol, but technology is changing all that. And if you look at what is happening today, the birth of the electric car, with all of what has gone into technology, all the technology that has gone into the manufacture of the electric car, just shows us that whether we like it or not, we may not be depending on oil for much longer. Last year, electric vehicles, or EVs as they are called, grew by 60%. Japan has today more electric car charge points than petrol stations. Both Japan and China are aggressively investing and encouraging the use of electric cars. So, and both countries offer subsidies to buyers of electric cars. Today, the fairly conservative analysis indicate that by 2040, long-range electric cars will cost less than $20,000. According to that projection also, 35% of new cars worldwide will be electric cars. So the most frightening implication of this for us, who are all producing countries, is that there will be far less oil consumption, especially from the Asian countries, who today are our major oil markets. Bloomberg estimates, for example, that electric cars will displace oil demand of 2 million barrels a day as early as 2023. Now, that will be equivalent to what created the glut in 2014, the oil crisis in 2014. So how about self-driving cars? Technology has now even produced self-driving cars. Toyota, Mercedes, all of them now produce self-driving cars. And all of these self-driving cars, we know, are very quickly expanding in operation. They are now self-parking, cruise control, all sorts of things. Google, by the way, this same Google, is one of the most aggressive innovators in the self-driving car category. The company has in fact indicated that the driverless car technology in development within its Google X Research Lab is from 2 to 5 years from being ready for widespread use. So Chris Thompson, the Google executive in charge of the project, discussed the imminent possibility now of autonomous vehicles patrolling neighborhoods to pick up and drop off passengers. Clearly, whether we like it or not, technology is forcing diversification as innovation opens up new vistas, new opportunities, and greater access to benefits that were once exclusive. In medicine also, for example, some of the most incredible innovations and futuristic ideas are already happening. If you look at what digital technology has done to accelerate medical advances in diagnosis, in treatment, in health preservation, from electronic aspirin for people suffering from migraines or other chronic head or facial pains, to needle-free diabetic injections. People are now using what they call hydro spray injections without needles. It is clear that the next few years, astonishing leaps in healthcare will take place. Telemedicine, the system of healthcare delivery in which physicians examine distant patients through the use of telecommunications technology, is becoming more and more available. There was a geneticist called Eric Topol who said that doctors can remotely and continuously monitor now each heartbeat, moment to moment, blood pressure readings, and the rate and depth of breathing, body temperature, oxygen concentration in the blood, glucose, brain waves, activity mode, practically everything. For the first time, he says, we can actually digitize human beings. So telemedicine is very quickly removing geographical barriers from consideration in medical treatment. Technology now makes it possible for a cancer patient in Nigeria to access expert diagnosis or even consult with experts across the world on video platforms. Telepsychiatry enables psychiatrists anywhere in the world to provide treatment to patients remotely. Just this last May, some publicity came for a software called Proximity, which enables surgeons to lead surgical operations from thousands of miles away. The software could be loaded on an iPad or a smartphone. The software enables doctors to see a live camera feed of the operation, and the surgeon sees this and can then make the exact point where an incision needs to be done on his own device, which then appears on the device of the doctor's own location. Telesurgery can now literally bring the surgeon into a theater thousands of miles away. For the average person with no serious health challenges requiring sophisticated processes, the future is also here. Portable diagnostic technology allows anyone to generate their own reliable health diagnosis. Researchers at the University of Cambridge just in 2014 developed a mobile application which could make diagnosis and monitoring of kidney diseases, urinary tract infections, HIV, malaria, and diabetes much easier. It can also facilitate the speedy transfer of medical data from the field to doctors or centralized laboratories. The moral of this narrative that I've gone through is that the business of medicine is expanding opportunities, multiplying in every way, and technology is both the subject and the facilitator of access to these new opportunities. Look at the way that in just 10 years, banking in Nigeria is diversifying so rapidly. Fewer people are going to banking halls today to collect cash. E-payment and mobile payment platforms are coming up daily. We just heard a few of our innovators who just came up just now talking about payment systems that they've developed. Incredible ideas on payment systems, incredible technologies, sheer speed. And the exciting thing about this payment in payments in cash or time is that you can use a smartphone or any other electronic device. There are now new e-opportunities for various financial services, and most of these services are not even owned by the banks or financial institutions. They are actually owned by the individuals who develop them. the individuals who make them, like some of the innovators that we just listened to a few minutes ago. Formal education, if you just look at formal education, both in form and content and delivery, is certainly another area that's been radically impacted by technology and innovation in this decade. The changes that we're seeing even locally are as dramatic as they are profound. Now take a secondary school, for example. Before June 4th, 2013, a student had to buy several textbooks and a few years of past question papers. However, in 2013, Osun State introduced Opoina, an electronic learning tablet which enables self-paced learning. The tablet provides three major content categories, namely the e-library and the virtual classroom and the integrated zone. The virtual classroom contains 63 e-books covering 17 academic subjects for examinations conducted by NECO, by WAEC, by JAM, as well as material on enterprise education, civics, and even sexuality education. The integrated test zone has over 40,000 JAM and WAEC practice questions dating back 20 years. The device will save the state of Osun 8.4 billion extra that it would have spent providing hard copies of textbooks. The tablet can also record audio lessons, and the tablet has, of course, revolutionized learning, making it cheaper and more effective. It gives the student more control, allowing him to pace himself or herself in his learning. The e-library that it contains bridges the huge gap of the lack of libraries and books by making books available electronically. By simply enabling internet facilities, the student can access useful e-libraries all over the world. It certainly is a new day. Incidentally, one of the youth employment schemes of the federal government, which is called NPA, which started on Friday, as has been noted, and we're engaging in the first phase about 200,000 unemployed graduates. That particular program has opportunities for the training of volunteer teachers, agriculture, extension workers, and public health officials. Each successful applicant will get a device. Now that device is a teaching tool which contains a broad range of teaching materials, including technology training materials, software, writing, access to several electronic learning sources. The device will enjoy free internet access provided by one of the communications companies. And the result is that for the first time, we'll be conducting the largest completely online training and empowerment, as well as monitoring and evaluation in Nigeria. Without technology, it would have been impossible to train over 500,000 persons within a few months, given the cost and space constraints of such a venture. Applications for JAM, as you know today, are all online. Results are electronically generated and all of that. The automation of education has moved faster, much faster than we ever imagined, even here in Nigeria. So it's evident that the quantum leap that we're seeing in technology is only delayed by the deficits that we have in power and bandwidth, and other infrastructure. So the federal government is investing very aggressively in technology. We're budgeted for the training of 65,000 young Nigerians in hardware and software services as part of the social investment program of the federal government, which has a very active collaboration of the Ministry of Communications and, of course, NITDA. This will mean that we'll be building more local capacity, much more local capacity to assemble hardware, to write innovative programs, etc. We'll also be focusing on technology for media and entertainment, which is a big growth area. We intend to create a reservoir of human capacity in technology that can be exported internationally. Nigeria can lead India as a market for technology and innovation. There's no question about that. Just 3 months ago, we demonstrated our resolve to encourage young, innovative Nigerians by hosting an ASO Villa Demo Day to showcase various solutions developed by young Nigerians. We hosted Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, who simply expressed his amazement at the wealth of talent that Nigeria already has, both the talent at the event and those that he interacted with during his visit to various parts of the country. During the Aso Villa demo events, our recently concluded government-led innovation competition, we saw how some of these young people, using smart technology, startups, and all of that, were able to achieve all manner of milestones in technology. It was just simply incredible. Management, waste recycling, payment, processing, tracking, and verification systems, human resource management, medical health record management systems, so many. The top 3 finalists of the competition were one Dambrola Olokeshusi, 26, like Lagos and Abuja. Mr. Emmanuel Okena was the second at that competition, the 38-year-old founder of Tracology, a startup company founded in 2014, currently with only 4 employees. The company developed and patented a smart payment process for tracking and verifying user payments by utility companies and government, which will help increase revenue generation and collection by utility companies as well as local, state, and federal governments. It will also reduce inefficiencies in the revenue management process. The third is a fellow called Mr. Alison Okonu, founder of Recycle Points, a startup company founded in 2013, currently with 50 employees. The company developed a solution for motivating waste management and recycling as a social benefit venture. The company encourages citizens to gain value from proper disposal of their everyday waste, and this in turn has benefits for the environment. In addition, the company exports the recycled waste to China, which in turn helps to generate foreign exchange for Nigeria. These innovators and many others like them provide abundant proof that shared determination and an enabling environment, our young entrepreneurs are set for world-class achievements in technology. And we just listened to so many, about 5 or 6 innovators a moment ago. And all of that just tells us that we are well on the way. So what are we left with? What are we left to do? I think that the important things have already been highlighted by Professor Sani Sambo. One of those important things is policy and incentives, a policy and incentive regime that enables all of what we have been talking about and unleashes the talent and the hard work that has already been put in place by these young people. I think that as far as policy is concerned, the important thing is that we have a willing government. We have a willing government and we have very creative people in government and very, very creative people in the private sector. So what is required of us now is to be nimble on our feet. There are all manner of policies already, but we need to be able to identify these policies that will make a real difference. And that will involve a lot of collaboration between the private and public sector to define clearly what is it that we need for now, for this time. What are those incentives that are required for this time? And once we are able to identify that, we should be able to put them in place very quickly. We already have an ease of doing business council, which basically looks at the incentive regimes in different aspects of industry. And that ease of doing business council will be a great help in helping to very quickly push forward the policies and incentives that we think will very quickly bring all of the results that we expect from the IT sector. Finally, I'd like to say that collaboration is the key. Collaboration is the key. Today, there is nowhere in the world where technology is developing without collaboration. Collaboration between the private and the public sector, even between the private sector, everyone is working in collaboration. Developing incredible technology today means that several people from across the world are working together online, being able to ensure that they share ideas and share innovation. But we need that kind of collaboration also between the private and the public sector. The public sector today is willing to collaborate with the private sector. That willingness is evidenced in practically everything that we're doing and the investments that we're making in technology.
I think that this is a great moment for our country. It's a great moment for technology in our country. I think that we have everything that is required to make things happen. We have a minister that is ready to do the work. We have a NITDA Director-General that is ready to do the work. A president that opens up the villa for a demo day, an annual demo day that is attends personally. Everything is right. And I believe that our country is set for great achievements in technology. And on that note, I'd like to just thank you all very much and officially declare this E-Nigeria Summit open. Thank you.